Hi, dear students. Welcome back to another session of human resource management. In this 30th session, that I am going to discuss on the topic components of job analysis. In the previous session, that we discussed about the methods and in many objectives of job analysis. In this session, we will discuss and then take much more knowledge about components of job analysis in particular. This chapter is all about the chapter 3 entitled Job Analysis and Design. In this chapter heading that we are discussing this session of the topic components of job analysis. So let's move on to the components of job analysis, how it works out, and then here I mentioned many sub factors which will influence to the job analysis. Let us discuss one by one how these major factors and then sub factors are determine the components of job analysis, particularly while analyzing the job in particular under human resource management in general. Number one components of job analysis is job description. What is job description? It is an important document. It is descriptive in nature. As I said, it is an important document and it is descriptive in nature. It is useful to identify a job for consideration by job analyst. Important questions to be answered through job description, which are: what should be done? This is the first question. Why it should be done? Second question. Where it should be done? The third question. These types of questions raised by analyst while describing the job in particular and then analyzing the job in general. There is no universal format of writing job descriptions are there. Either you may take the examples of United States of America or United Kingdom, or you may go through Australia or South Africa or Brazil. Wherever you go, okay, descriptions are not maintained in the format of what do you call technically, and then there is no such types of job description writing is there universally. According to Ghorpade, the following information is common in most of the job descriptions. This is what I mentioned in my slides. That is, there are 5 job descriptions that I mentioned there under job description. That is, this common job description, particularly this information given by Professor Ghorpade. And then here number 1 is job title. Job title of the job and other identifying information such as wages, salaries and other benefits. So title of the job itself is mentioning that what type of wages and then what type of mechanized or scientific salaries that we are getting, and then other benefits, what type of benefits we are getting, whether we are going to get the incentives, or you are going to get the overtime work, or you are going to get the leaves, particularly medical leaves, other such types of benefits will be mentioned, described under job title. The second one is summary. Summary is written in 1 or 2 lines that describes what output are expected from the job incumbents. This is one important because at the end after all writing the analysis or to write up of that nature of job and then scope of job, at the end we have to write the executive summary. In that executive summary, there are 1 or 2 lines in brief, or you may in the part of conclusion while we sum up that job description. With this, that it is nothing but which will consider the outputs are expected from that incumbent job, that what type of output we are going to get. Say for example, if that recruitment selection is appointed on the basis of SSLC, or on the basis of PUC, or on the basis of undergraduate, or on the basis of postgraduate, or on the basis of highly qualified doctoral philosophy. But the thing is, we have to be expect the output of that job, that what type of output actually we are getting. Number 3 is equipment. A clear statement of tools, equipment and other information required to perform job effectively. Equipment is one that where what do you call, some sort of while we the workforce done by that employee is under using of equipments or tools or any other information wants to add on to that job effectively, where the level of production and then the level of output may increase, but from that equipment which will be mentioned in the job description, which is we also consider the component of job analysis. The fourth one is environment. Environment is a clear description of the working conditions of the job, the location and other characteristics of work environment such as hazards, noise, temperature, cleanliness, etc. Now, while human resource manager or an analyst is going to recruit or select the employee, at the same time he will look upon the organization or the company or to the industries, that whether this environment consists of hazards or any such types of what do you call the hurdles, noise is there, and then temperature or cleanliness. We have to be look upon all these atmosphere, particularly within the organization or in the company. That is what in the environment description commonly write under job description. The last one is activities. This description about the job duties, responsibilities and expected behavior on the job. A description of social interactions associated with the job, such as the size of the work group, interpersonal interaction on the job is made. See, this is one type of activity where the what do you call the responsibilities and then duties and then expected behavior on the job, which will come across from the interaction associated with the job. We will consider the size of group of that employee will always be considered, and then interpersonal interaction of that job is also be made under these activities. Such types of activities also described under job description, which is the most important component of job analysis. In the next slide, in my next slide, I mentioned the second component of job analysis, that is all about job specifications. It is also known as man or employee specification, is prepared on the basis of job specification. It specifies the quality required in the job incumbent for the effective performance of the job. Basic content of job specification are as follows, as I said. But there are many factors which will influence the job specification. Let us see one by one. Personal characteristics such as education, job experience, age, sex and extra co-curricular activities should always be considered. Essential qualities which a person must possess will also be one of the specification of job. And the next one is physical characteristics of such as height, weight, chest, vision and then mission, hearing, health, voice, poise and hand and foot coordination. It is a little bit what you call it is the specific positions only that will be specified, because say for example in an organization there is a expertise wing is there or expertise branch is there. In that branch the specific height, weight, chest, vision, hear, health should be check it out from that respective department under the supervision of analyst or human resource manager, which is the specific one. And the other one is mental characteristics such as general intelligence, memory, judgment, foresight, ability to concentrate, etc., will also be considered under job specification. But there are the issues which will always relate to the job specification, which are, job specification, that social and psychological characteristics such as emotional and flexibility, manners, drive conservational ability, where interpersonal ability, what you call attitude, values will also be creativity, etc., will be considered, which are always intact of that job specification, where the characteristics like psychological factor will be influenced, emotional ability will be influenced, flexibility is there, manners, drive, and then conservational ability, as far as the job specification are concerned. There are interpersonal ability should always be one factor which will influence under this job analysis. Various contents of job analysis specifications can be prescribed in 3 items, where I mentioned in my PPT. When you are going to look upon the PPT, there I mentioned number 1, number 2, number 3. That is, number 1 is essential qualities which is person must possess. Number 2 is desirable qualities which a person may possess. And last one is contraindicators which are likely to become to the handicap to successful job performance. These 3 important content, various content must be evolved in job specification, and then in turn job specification is one of the finest component of job analysis. Moving on to the last component of job analysis, that is job evaluation. It is a process of determining the relative worth of a job. It is a process which is helpful even for framing compensation plans by the personnel manager. Job evaluation as a process in advantageous to the company in many ways. There are, I mentioned there one by one, I mentioned there are 6 factors which will always influence job evaluation, which is the one of the a big factor under the components of job analysis that we consider. Number 1 is reduction in inequalities in salary structure. It is that people and their motivation is dependent upon how well they are being paid. Therefore, the main objective of job evaluation is have to external and then internal consistencies in salary structure, so that inequality in salaries are reduced. This is very important from the point of view of the evaluating the job, because nonetheless, if the structure of salary is not good, and then it is not framed scientifically with a little bit of what you call mechanism under human resource policy, or you may call it as government policy, I don't think so that there is a job evaluation will be made in a proper way. So there is a reduction in inequality in salary structure should be considered under job evaluation. Next one is specialization. Because of division of labor and thereby specialization, a large number of enterprises have got 100 jobs and many employees to perform them. Therefore, an attempt should be made to define a job and thereby fix salaries for it. This is possible only through job evaluation, because say for example, if employee is not having any such types of specialization where the work force is there in the organization, I don't think so that the large number of jobs will be get and then perform in a proper manner. Number 3 is helps in selection of employees. The job evaluation information can be helpful at the time of selection of candidates. The factors that are determined for job evaluation can be taken into account while selecting the employees. This is one type of what you call factor which will influence to the evaluating the job, because while we selecting the employee or recruit the employee, which will always helps us while determining the accountability of that selecting that employee in the organization. And then the fourth one is harmonious relationship between employees and their manager should always be there to make it out or to have a best evaluation of job. That is how through job evaluation harmonious and congenial relationship can be maintained, because congenial relationship should not be maintained between employees and then management. I don't think so that the level of production or growth and development should be happened there in the organization, so that all kinds of salaries controversies can be minimized through communication or through what do you call to talk or through this is the what do you call making it nothing but a moderating the issue of the tackling the disputes problems under organization. The fifth one is that is standardization. The process of determining the salary differentials for different jobs becomes standardized through job evaluation. This helps in bringing uniformity into salary structure. See, this is how standardized the employee should be maintained in the nature and scope of in the work arena, because otherwise nonetheless if you are not going to tuck into that standard, then bringing uniformity of that salary we consider as far as my knowledge is concerned. And then the last one is, as I mentioned in my PPT, that is relevance of new jobs. The relevance of new jobs through job evaluation, one can understand the relative value of new jobs in a concern, because if it is not relating to your qualification according to your personality, that new jobs may terminate, because I don't think so that quality work should be expect if he is not having such types of new jobs which will relate it to his workforce, particularly in organization and then company. All these factors must be recognized by one of the finest thinker, that is according to Kimball and Kimball. Job evaluation represent an effort to determine the relative values of every jobs in a plant and to determine what fair basic wage for such a job should be. Thus, the job evaluation is different from performance appraisal. In job evaluation, worth of job is calculated, while in the performance appraisal, as I said in the previous session, the performance appraisal must be taken into consider, and it is very important as well. The worth of employee is also rated, because while if that employee is considered as a CTC to that organization, CTC means we know that constitute company to that organization or to that company, then the employee must always be rated, and it will be determined in a value of job where in that plant where it will be determined always the basic wages or basic salary comparing with the job. This is what all the components that I said, the mainly categorized three types of components of job analysis. One is job description, second one is job specification, and the number three is job evaluation. I hope these components of job analysis I understood you better, because I have given more examples in this arena, in this situation, because meet you people and then to give more knowledge through this YouTube. It's the best way to have knowledge. So with this, I will stop here the components of job analysis. Last slide, obviously, which is the source of reference of mine. As I said in the previous sessions, these three book I have followed as a source of reference. I hope all you got this components of reference. With this, bye for now.